Welcome to the Ukraine mission. We have a great stream for you today. We've got a wonderful panel. We've got Brit, and guess where he is? Ooh, we're not going to tell you,
hello.
but he's there. And we have James from Why Ukraine channel. James, always love you. We have, for the first time, Commander MacMillan. Over 30 year on the sea commander in the U.S. Navy. And I'm happy to call my friend too. And I'm your co-host, more behind the scenes today with Brit. So we are going to jump right into things. But first, have to tell you the fundraiser for the thermal scope is pinned in the chat. We've already received one donation. Thank you. Brit's going to thank you too. That is that is a life-saving device. We funded one last year. We need another one. One scope can actually save so many lives because it sees a whole different picture than anything else. Brit's going to tell you more how that works. And speaking of how things work, we are going to jump right over to Brit because he is where he is and he's going to give us an update and talk about his gear kit, what he's got, what he needs, and all of that stuff. Brit!
Yes, thank you. Sorry, I muted my mic because a quad bike making so much noise. But I just want to thank everybody for being here. I want to say hello to chat. Thank you, Commander MacMillan. Thank you, Annette. Thank you, James. Thank you, moderators. And we can get into it. Really, I wanted to start with James, to be honest. I want to start with James.
I did, Brit.
So
I just wanted to compliment you. I just wanted to compliment you, Brit, on the extreme skill you are displaying right now, smoking your cigarette through your balaclava. That to me, that is like really the height. Really, that is really talent, actually.
It took many winters.
yeah. I actually cut a little hole in my balaclava for that purpose potentially, and just breathing in general. But I ended up just looking like the gimp from that one movie.
I had no idea. You smoke.
Well, I mean, I only after sex, but
No, reasonable. The cigarette is always so good after food. It's I don't want to smoke, my friend. I don't want to smoke, but
I tried smoking, and they say, when you go to the front lines, you're gonna become a smoker pretty much, because first of all, it's just sitting around waiting for whatever shit is gonna come, and you're like, what the fuck do I do? Everybody else.
I don't know about you, but like in the Legion, so many people are like, as I said, when did you start smoking? Yesterday. Last week.
So, it's on my last rotation.
Yesterday I was drying my clothes. Today also, but drying my clothes yesterday, and I had a flashback. Do you remember that fucking drying room in the Legion?
Oh, Jesus H. Christ, yes.
Fucking hell, that dank cellar.
Dank ass room. And okay, so just guys, you can see, welcome to my bedroom, by the way. And in Ukraine, and both Brit and I are in Ukraine, just slightly different parts of Ukraine at the moment.
Yes.
I'm actually on my way back to his neck of the woods because I was up in Kiev this morning with some of my battalion, and we're coming back down to our AO. But yeah, so the room that Brit is talking about, and this is pretty traditional in like a barracks. I don't know if this happened with you, Commander or Annette, but here in Ukraine, it's clothes don't always dry outside because it rains so freaking much, and we can't hang our military clothes outside a lot of times because we've got freaking Shaheds and recon drones flying over. So as a result, we have to pick a room, and that becomes the drying room. And usually we put a couple of space heaters in there or something like that. And it's this super hot room most of the time. And that's how we dry our clothes. And the one that Brit is describing, it was like 60 to 100 soldiers coming through there constantly.
You're fighting for a space, right? So.
Yeah. and just cycling in and cycling out, because this was like the basic training waiting pool. And literally it was like an archaeological layers, like multiple layers of clothes that had fallen down from the drying, and people had just left there because they were just like, I can't find my shit. Everything's camouflaged. Everything looks the fucking same.
I'm sure Commander's having some flashbacks.
Oh, yeah.
No,
my commander?
On the ship, of course. Jesus.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll tell you my side of that story.
Yeah. Please do.
When I did field exercises with the Seabees,
yeah,
they brought a mobile laundry unit. And so what you did is you simply took your bag of laundry down there. They'd wash the laundry.
Nice.
They wouldn't fold it. They'd just throw it back in your
Right.
laundry bag and then get delivered to you.
That's nice.
But yeah, the way you're describing it is the way the Army guys typically did it when we were doing field exercises.
Yeah.
And they loved having the Navy come and do an exercise with them because they didn't have to do their own laundry. It was done by the service. They didn't have to eat MREs because the Seabees always had their own kitchen that prepared breakfast and dinner. You know, you only had to eat an MRE for lunch.
Right. Nice. The life of luxury.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. K Bell says, why don't you write your name on the tags? This is a good question, K Bell. Some people did do that. I did that, in fact. I wrote my call sign on all of my clothes. Do you remember this, Brit?
Dark and yes, no.
Some of you know. So my original call sign, thank God not anymore, but my original call sign in the International Legion was AIDS. Like
fucking AIDS. Jesus.
AIDS.
The letter A.
No, AIDS, like the disease.
Oh, how fun.
Yeah. And so all of my, in fact, I still have some clothes that say AIDS on them. I tried blocking it out. Never worked. But
I'm sure there's some skilled babushka.
Maybe.
Fix this problem.
Maybe.
But yes, Sekai's in the chat, and I want to welcome Sekai. And if you want to introduce yourself, Sekai, if you're here, that'd be cool.
Oh, we lost him.
Oh no, I guess not.
He left in a huff.
No, I think it's his camera was upside down.
Oh no, he is having some issues. He's having some issues. So I didn't realize.
Oh, he'll come back.
We'll get him back in as soon as he gets back on. I'll see him come in.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. But so I wanted to have a look at chat because I've not been reading the chat, unfortunately. I've been seeing parts of it, but I've really just been focusing on talking and listening. So if that's okay, I'm just going to look at the chat and maybe let you guys speak for a moment. I was hoping Sekai could get to it as well, but so what's new for you, James?
Yeah, everybody's saying hello. That's good. Very good. Hey, Belle,
And if you have any questions for the panel, please put it in the chat.
Yes.
Our moderators will be watching. I'll be watching, and we'll stick them in the room, and we'll get your question to the panel. Also, I'm going to be dropping a Discord link. Brit has a Discord. We're trying to build it. We give updates. Yes. You'll see when he posts. We always post the links for the new shorts he puts up, and of course, if we launch a new fundraiser. And speaking of the fundraiser, Brit, do you want to tell us about the scope, but also the messaging system that you have going?
Oh, yes.
Yes, of course. I want to say hello to It Wasn't Me also. Hello, Mr. Mac. Dobro večera, Oksana.
That's me. I'm Mr. Mac.
Mr. Mac Druhi. Tak, and yes, tell me about the thermal scope or...
Yeah.
Annette. Are you here, Annette?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm here. Yeah, tell them about the thermal scope and what it does, why it makes a difference. I'm throwing the ball to you a lot today, Brit.
Keep throwing it, please. Yeah, no, typically, it's if we're holding a position or if we're moving, and we're an assault recon team, so we work directly on the front lines. We follow intelligence. We go ahead and we have to neutralize them. Really, that's the main part of the job. This gives us the advantage, and of course, you don't really want to move in crystal clear conditions, but you have to. You don't have a choice often as well. But this enables you to just see a single. So it'd be a grey field, and any heat will just turn up as white. You'll see a singular mouse. You'll see a small head pop up. You'll see any heat source. So it's really incredibly important. And particularly if we just bring one, or there's a couple at the position, the batteries run out. It's very good and important that you have your own. So, and in this particular model, it can be attached to the weapon, it can be attached to the helmet, and it can be quick removed in less than a second, and just handheld as a thermal monocular. So it's very good. I know the cost is quite high, but it's military equipment. You know, what do you expect? So really, seriously, if anybody could help with this, you will generally be saving lives. You'll be making a difference on the battlefield, and you'll be helping my life too. So
yeah, now it's
I don't like asking.
It's a Falcon
yes,
claw,
and
right?
yes, Falcon claw. It's very good. You know, I really hate doing all this fundraising stuff. I got some goodness about me that I don't like asking to do it. I'm sure every human can understand, you know. But yeah, as James said, he believes that everyone should be doing it if they come to this country. And you know, you get paid your salary as I've had to, and you have to put it all back in. Well, you see really good equipment and things you need, and you just got to take your salary and put it back into things that you want. Unfortunately.
Yep. It's never enough.
After you lose magazines, you throw away some magazines or something, you know, and you're constantly having to buy, or you just give them to your friends as well. Things happen, and there's always a need. On the bright side, along with the collective, there's a Sign My Hand Grenade raffle. So every £10 that you enter, unlimited entries, there'll be a draw. So 4 winners will just write your message or a name, whatever you want. Just put it in the message with PayPal. We'll write that short message on a hand grenade, and yeah, we'll take it out on a mission. So,
nice.
Postal delivery, I guess, from English or Ukrainian. You know, awesome. I'm the only foreigner in this brigade. I'm the only foreigner in this team. I only work with Ukrainians, so it's a very uncommon situation. But I'm very proud to be here. And yeah, we're paratroopers. We served in the 95th Air Assault Brigade, Rozvedka, and we were working in Sumy, Kursk, Suja, Zaporizhia too, and that's currently I'm now with my team. So yeah, I'm just trying to get everything I can really and get ready for going out, you know. So yeah, that's most of that for me for that. I don't want to go on forever.
Yeah, and I definitely recognize the basement of a safe house. For sure. If you guys were wondering what a Ukrainian basement looks like, you know, if it's not concrete,
how shit is the filter? It's supposed to blur the background, my friend.
it's a little bit blurry, but it's good enough. Nobody's gonna identify that. That's like the most that's like half of the basements in America too. So, you know, it's
if you did say beta, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, man. It's when do you think are you going to deploy soon, or I mean, you probably don't have any idea, huh?
In preparation time, I really want to make sure I have everything I need when I go out. Yeah. I want to have good chemistry with the people I'm working with. Yeah. Within a few weeks, honestly. You know, I've worked with some of these people before. It's not really overly new to me.
Yeah, no. Good communication, good social dynamic is super, super important, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you can diverge yourself into 3 teams, right? But certain people should be together. Yeah, it's just really how it works.
Yeah, for sure.
Discord, yeah, join the Discord. We need more people. It's yes, it's very new.
Yeah,
it's just reading some comments. If anybody has any questions, please type it. We should see it. Well, I should see it anyway. And I'd love to answer.
We'll throw one at you.
Yes, please.
How often, let's say on a weekly basis do you go out on missions on average?
I can't really put it on a weekly average. By the month, sometimes it's rotation.
I mean, Commander. The rotation.
Your 3 days rest.
Yeah, the rotations though can very often. Oh, you're going to go out for 3 days. It turns into 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yes. And
pretty normal.
You go out, you come back, you maybe sleep for 3 days. On the 3rd day, you go back out and switch out with them, or whatever's really planned. And really, you don't want to rotate too much. If you're doing rotation every 4 days to be kind to you guys, that's not happening. That's not going to happen, unfortunately. And you think about it, if you're doing 2 rotations in 8 days, then that's 4 journeys where people could get hit by FPVs.
Sure.
So, unfortunately, the longer the duration, the better and the worse it is. The battlefield changes. It really changes. Any shelter, cover you have, or buildings you're moving through and moving back and holding a village and such, it's getting destroyed. It's completely getting destroyed in this process. That's their tactic: destroy and make you move back. And they're just moving through.
Yep.
For a field of death, rubble and basements, and that's really what things become. So yes, sometimes it's very fast tasks. You'd be out for a few days, and sometimes it's just rotating and or just going ahead and just coming back and trying to make it back. Really trying to make it back. There's been times, I've stayed behind and missing for like 2 days.
So, Brit, I have a question. Maybe it's too early to say, but one of the things that we spoke about, just as friends, about the chemistry with you and your guys. Now, Commander MacMillan knows how important it is because he's been in the Navy. James, of course, knows how it is. I know how it is. But tell us about your feelings about how you develop that chemistry so that that those guys, you got their backs and they got yours. And when does that start? How long does it take? Tell us about your experiences with that.
I'm really just thinking. Do people understand you? Do you move well together? Does your training show results? Does it match? Do you have that feeling? I can't really explain, but you'll know it. I completely trust my command.
Trust.
Yes, that's really important. I didn't want. I was going to join other places, and I come here because of the certainty. I love my commanders. To be honest, they're good people, and they're the people you have to trust. That's why I'm here. I'm here to trust, and I'm here to do as I'm told, essentially.
Yeah. No, for me, I mean, I
they know shit when they see it.
Yeah, I definitely deeply trust in my chain of command, and they are freaking just great people, amazing people, and I will say that in my previous unit, my chain of command was great right up until the very top. Okay, and at the very top, I didn't trust those people, and that's the reason I left. To be honest, or a large part of the reason, and maybe I was a little bit too judgmental at the time, But as a soldier, like I was in, I saw a poster in Nova Postia. Must have been from the beginning of the war, but it was like a promotional poster that, Nova Postia supports the war. It's like the post office here, right? And it was a guy, holding a gun or so, I don't know what he was holding, but he had a patch on, and in English, he was a Ukrainian, obviously, but in English, the patch said, "I fear no Russian. I fear bad commanders."
Seriously, man, Jesus.
Yeah, and that was on the promotional. So somebody at Nova Postia couldn't read English.
That's a hell of a statement.
Yeah, really.
It's a real one. There's times in the past too, is there really such thing as a good mission? Yeah, I guess there is, right? But in a lot of these places, what's the best you can get, really? It's not a great line of work.
Yeah.
But that aside, I do love my job. I love the training. I love going to the polygon. I love working, actually, unfortunately. What's the word? Not too consistently, of course. You need time, and people recognize this. But yeah, it's a mix of everything, and I'm happy, and I like my line of work, just as I'm sure you do. It's now what I've trained to do, is what I've learned to do. Yes.
Yeah.
I remember what you said, and I've told this story before about when you were. I was kind of hoping that we could get you into something less dangerous when you got back, but there's one thing that you said. You said, "I'm doing it because it's meaningful work," and yeah, how much more meaningful? It's scary for the people that care about you. So, but meaningful work. How many of us have had jobs and we just go to it? It's just the daily grind. It's not that meaningful. I'm lucky to have had a meaningful career, but it's and it's a huge contribution you're doing. So,
90% of people live their lives in quiet desperation. Maybe 99%, to be honest. And
it's hard to see,
Yeah, they say love what you do, and you'll never work a day in your life, right? I mean, we have hard days, and at least, probably once a week I wake up, or I have a moment where I'm like, "Screw this! I'm quitting. I'm not doing this anymore." But somehow I just say no. I'm picking it up and I just keep on going, and that's true for all of us.
Yeah. Like I said, I do generally love my work. I love the days without working. Without working, training, just being around everyone. It's great banter. It's bloody funny. We have such good times. Of course, war sucks. And it's a horrible job. As I can also say. So, of course, a lot of comedy comes with it, right?
Yeah. Well, I always say that if your infantry is not complaining, there's something wrong. Right? If things are perfect. Yeah. There's always going to be something.
If people are like they're nodding in quiet agreement, and you're the only one who doesn't know what they're talking about, watch out. Put a lock on the door.
Yeah.
I just saw speaking I just saw a video. It was actually a documentary, of what's been happening with the Russian military and how they're literally taking each other out because they don't trust each other, they don't have enough supplies, and then the opposite, you hear about all the people fighting for you, all the guys fighting for Ukraine, and men and women, and there's they're supporting each other. They're no man left behind, which is sort of an American saying, but it's a model there too. And I know things happen. It doesn't, the U.S. military too, but it's always nice to hear that, when the armed forces of Ukraine are taking the high road.
Yeah. Well, and they've seen the wisdom of that, because that's what guarantees that they get more people, more recruits, and just looking at the math, we can't just spend 1 million lives, Ukraine can't afford that. So I would say, especially at the start of the war, there were a lot of commanders who, what little training they did have was basically Soviet doctrine, and that's what they went with because that's what they knew, and they didn't know anything else. And slowly those guys have either figured it out, gotten kicked out, or gotten training. And especially in the past year, I've seen these changes, and I really think it's good. I think there's a redemption path for everyone. So
So, Brit, I wanted to ask you, because you were mentioning earlier before the stream that did you ever get the body armor? I know we had a fundraiser for the body armor. Do you have new body armor? Or
Yeah.
okay, tell us about that. Is it going to work out for you?
Yeah, I got it all lined up actually, just because people who donated, so I can show it to them. I also want to say thank you. I just received another donation as well, so I just want to say thank you, T.O. Without saying your name, of course. But yes, I really appreciate it. And also welcome, Liam. I wanted to say, it's okay, you didn't turn on notifications. You remembered you're here. So, yes, of course. Yeah, I was trying to work out how to flip the camera, to be honest. Can I do this? Yes.
Kind of hold it up.
While Brit's fixing his camera there, please, if you have any friends, share the stream. Make sure you hit that like. We're kind of broken records when it comes to that. But you know, Brit's got lots of wonderful shorts up, which I encourage you all to go watch. Give him some watch hours there. And in the live stream now, I think this is our third one that we're doing, getting this launched. So share it out to your friends, share it on social media, everything, and get those likes up, and just set those videos to repeat while you go to sleep.
Yeah.
Because
No,
the more
really.
we can get the watch hours up, eventually he'll get monetized, and then we can really do the fundraising, because right now the 95th doesn't have a whole social media active team, I don't think. Do they? They're
no
a lot of units don't
invest in PR, to be honest, as opposed to
so Brit's kind of become the token YouTuber.
Within Ukraine, a very famous brigade.
Yeah, for sure.
Honestly, it's telling me to troubleshoot the problem of rotating the camera. Would you believe it?
Troubleshoot the problem.
I feel like Windows XP, my friend. Windows XP.
Somebody run over there and help him.
Yeah.
The easy solution is always get a bigger hammer.
Yeah, just think of it like the conspiratorial story about the moon landing. Hey guys, the light's in the wrong spot. They have a shadow. Go fix it. They run to the next studio. I'm just kidding. Both Brit and James are in Ukraine, so we can't. Unfortunately, we can't. And they're not close together right now, so unfortunately, they can't.
What I think is, I'll try to leave and come back and start it with the camera turned around. Then probably have to do the same thing again. So yeah, I'll do that. I'll be a moment. And whoever's new here, please subscribe. We do this very often, maybe once, twice a week, where possible, as long as there's no duties or there's availability past duties. We will always try to stream. So yeah, thank you. I'll be back in a minute.
Should we play a trick on him and I won't let him back in?
Yeah, no, I'm actually really interested to see his gear. I'm always am interested in, like, my original plate carrier was pretty good, and actually I gave it to a fellow soldier of mine who was going out because I wore it to the front line many times. And then, so the standard issue ones that you often get from the Ukrainian military are terrible. They're terrible. They don't, if they fit at all, they might be from, like, mine was U.S. I think they're U.S. Army mine was dated 2011. Okay, my plate carrier and plate set, my original one in my first battalion, and I think I still have a couple of pieces of it, but it was donated from the United States Army, dated 2011 on the inside. It was heavy as shit. You couldn't move in it. I mean, I had to take the side plates out at the very least. Mother of God, it was awful. And then the ones that we got issued here in Azov, a little bit better, but just impossible to move, and you can't put the gun to your shoulder. Like, it's like you can, but it doesn't. I mean, maybe it was meant for like one particular Oh, so frustrating. So, yeah. So the plate carrier that I originally had, I had custom made for me by a guy in my hometown here in Ukraine, where I am right now. Who, when the war started, all these like custom tailors popped up, basically. And so I did a fundraiser for it. This was, when I was getting ready to join the Legion, or maybe anyway. The point is, I was able to buy it, and it was 7,000 or 8,000 grivnas, so not too expensive. And then the plates were expensive. They were like 12,000, I think, with it like heavy as hell, So it was a good plate carrier, nice lightweight plate carrier, but these plates were just like so heavy, And I think I'm going to be interested to see like what level his plates are. If they're like, we have NIJ 3 plus, level 4. Okay. Commander, I don't know, or Annette, maybe you're familiar with these plate levels, or maybe it's before your time. I don't know.
Yeah, because when I deployed to the Mideast, they just gave us Kevlar. We didn't have any plates.
Right. Yeah, that's right. So the one that I got when I first joined was like the first iteration of when they first started doing plates. And I mean, I was walking around like the goddamn Michelin Man. It was ridiculous.
Do you have garbage cans lids?
Yeah, and that's the thing is movement is just as important. And actually, some of the worst injuries that you can get are from too much armor, too much stuff. That even in Iraq, the most common injury was back injuries. From too much, and it's the truth here too. So, all right, Brit, what do we got?
Hello. Yes. Moment.
Okay, Brit's back with us. He's got a dark screen, but hopefully he'll get
that.
Well,
that's the armor is camouflage.
Right, so here we are. So we've got the AK. We'll move this out of the way first. We'll get fit for it. So yes, this is a new plate carrier. It's very new. Got it from Velmet. It's lovely. Got side ballistics. Got really lightweight plates. Got 3 mag slots. It's a little zip pocket for the front. Some ballistics that hang below by the groin area. As you put an Israeli bandage in there or something.
Yeah, I was going to ask, what do you got in there? And is it just? It's not an IFAK on the front there. What is that? Just an admin pouch?
Yeah, just really whatever you want to put in there.
The 2 smaller vertical slots. Is that for like a flashlights, or what do you put in there?
Yeah, really some bullshit like that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Finals. Yes.
Yeah, because I have one. I have 2 of those on mine as well, and I'm never sure exactly what to use. They're not the right size for like a marker or something, which can be important too. So I just am never sure what to put in there for those ones. Flashlights.
Then I've gone to the battle belt. So I just run triple mags on each side. Got the IFAK on the back right, dump pouch on the left. Again, triple mags. So really, that sits around. I know it's a bit dark. Sorry, guys. But let's go around like a belt. That's some dungarees sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
And, So really quick access.
Is there any armor in? Is there any armor in that belt as well?
Yes, it's very high rated.
Because you can
actually
get
had
some,
this
like
for so
level
many
2 or something.
It probably needs replacing, but I'll cross that bridge. You got the magazines with protection too. Yes, it's very lovely. This is the British Army assault pack that I've got. It's quite a small pack, but it's just great. I've got this little slot here. I was putting my beef jerky and stuff in here. It goes all the way down here. It's just a flat pocket. Then you go to the top. There's a smaller pocket. Israeli bandage in there.
I like your British flag patch.
Thanks. I bartered it today. Well, nice. I gave a gift back in return. So it's very nice. So I was put maybe about 5-6 grenades in here, some ammunition. Zip it up. Jobs are good.
What about like water bottles and stuff?
Yes, we're getting to that right now. Then the final pocket. Get this open with one hand. There she goes. Just full of magazines.
Yeah.
I've got one. We've got two that's made in Russia as well.
Wow, really? No way.
Made in Peterstan, but this is about to be enough.
Is that like a battlefield trophy, maybe, or
yeah, I'm pretty sure, man, to be honest. So yes, yeah, this is the main pocket. So put 1, 2, you get your MRE packet in there. Anything else, maybe squeeze 3 water bottles in there if you want. Hopefully, yeah. Yeah, then hopefully you can fit in whatever else. Maybe you need to carry something for your friend as well. Yeah. But that does me well. It also has zip, so you can zip it to your body armor. But in modern day, I know it's British, but it's not affected. You need to be able to drop your weight fast. That's the whole point of a fucking quick release. That's why body armors have this now. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me unless you carry them.
Nobody really uses that anymore. But I see a lot of them come with that, though. Oh, I see a lot of them with that.
Yeah, you know, it's possible in this body armor. Turn it around. No, that's what this is for. The molly that we have here. So it allows an adapter of a zip. And yes, there's also space for a camelback. So you've got one more. There's a little zip here on the rear. So you put your camelback in it. You put your water over your shoulder.
Oh, you have one.
So yeah,
nice.
Yeah. So I can carry 2 bottles of water. I can fill this up too. A little trick: you put a bit of Sprite in it, and then drink it. Then fill up with water. It still gives the taste of Sprite. I don't give a fuck. Someone's gonna tell me it's not clean. I've been okay. Yes. And last but not least, she's still a work in progress. I'm going to buy some more things on the weekend. I want to get a new flash hider for the top. That's just me. I prefer flash hiders. This is just some default. Unfortunately, I got the plastic grip instead of the traditional wooden. But that's okay.
That reduces the weight, I hope.
Again, we've got some new bullshit mag. I prefer the originals, though. They're much more nicer. Going quite nicely too. Yeah. And
so you've got a Hollow Sun, red dot, and
HS 510C.
Yeah.
And you've got a little crook adapter, so you replace the 3 bolts. I took it all apart. As you see, 1, 2, 3. You replace the bolts. You put the AK back together. You put these new 3 bolts through, and you fully dismantled it. Put it all back together on the inside internally. Clean it. Then it attaches onto this. I've got one hand, so it's going to be a bit tight to pull off. But yes, and that allows you to have a Picatinny rail. So you click to modernize your AK.
Yeah.
So yeah, attach your
flip on there. That's nice.
Flip to the side, magnifier. So yes, it's very nice.
I've seen Picatinny rails that were part of the dust cover, and that's always a bad idea.
Yeah, they just wobble. They want little bolts here, and it's just
I see.
This is so still, particularly with its extra weight, right? That's always a problem. It's not a mini me. It's not a full KM, but this will go in the rucksack really. And if I get somewhere or I'm close or I feel it's relevant, that's when I take it out and attach it. You know, it just comes off in seconds. You know?
Sure.
Very quick. No, just flip that. Boom. Put it off.
Do you keep the red dot on pretty much though?
Yes, always. And again, that comes off the same. You know, I just press a little bit here, pull it up.
Yeah, that's nice. Those Hollow Suns are pretty good. You know.
Yeah. Well, even then, I don't need to take it off. I can just pull this to the side, flip the switch up.
Yeah.
It just slides off. I could do it with 2 hands a bit more easier, but
yeah.
Then you got your typical 0.
One question that some may be asking, and I know the answer to this. I mean, I have my personal opinion, but maybe you. So if you have I'm just asking for the audience, right? If you have a red dot and a scope on there, where are you going to put your thermal, and why do you need a thermal instead?
Yeah, so really I can just remove this. So I can just put the thermal on it. If I'm in a position or I'm moving it, the thermal also has a red dot on it. So you can literally 0 the thermal and use it instead of this. I could also just quick mount it, and it really depends what I'm doing. I could also mount it onto another bracket, then just replace and replace. And particularly if I'm not doing that, it can either be monocular, held in your hand, or it could just be mounted onto the helmet. So it's really, really necessary. There's many times we just
depends on the mission and the role. There are some times when you don't always want to have your thermal on your gun. There are sometimes when you need it on your gun, but
yes,
sometimes it's terrible to have on your gun. You know, because like for example, if you're in the blindage and you're just on like kind of like watch duty, you might not want to be looking down your gun the whole entire time. You know, you're going to get tired doing that. Also, if the point is you're walking and you're trying to you're walking in the dark and you're trying to look out for mines or people or whatever, pointing your gun everywhere to do that is not always the best idea.
No, it's not ideal. You know what's in your mind when you're preparing for things, and you understand, and it's all clear to you on the days, and you know.
Yeah. So that's really why all three of those devices are necessary, and sometimes they come all together in one piece, but that's not always the best option either. It's giving yourself more options is always better, Imho.
Absolutely, and you can also put the thermal in front, have the red dot sight behind, or have the magnifier behind. It actually just closes up the picture amazingly. And if you have a problem with that, just flip it to the side or remove it, and just use it singularly. So it's universally great, but you'll make it to how you want to and what your requirements are for such tasks and such self-feelings too, you know. If I have a problem out there, quick remove and quick change is not an issue.
For the Brit, make sure you talk about for the audience. When you get that thermal, and you've had some donations, I saw Tone Addison. She's from Brit the Ukrainians channel. Like, awesome to see you.
Yep.
She donated, and I think she might have gotten a matching in there. So you got a couple more donations.
Yes, got another one as well from MA. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And so when he gets that, he's going to be able to show you in his shorts, and even on here, we'll be able to bring up the video and some of the photos that he takes through that thermal. We're working on an intro, a little, fun thing to start the stream. And we've got some of the pictures already embedded in there. So when we fine tune that, we'll get that up. And that's from the previous thermal that was fundraised. So the next one, when we get that, those will be all brand new Battlefield videos and photographs. So that will be really interesting. You'll be able to directly see what you helped fundraise, right, Brett?
Especially, seriously. Yes, and we are making a new intro, but why not? We've got the channel, and every show has an intro, right, and has an outro.
I saw a version of it, at least. I thought it was pretty good. I liked it.
Stark, yeah, there's me too. I too.
I want to do one for my channel now. I think it's cool. But mine has to be like Lord of the Rings and shit. I have to be all.
I can see it now.
How about the Oprah thing? Metal. You get an intro. You get an intro, and you get an intro.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm wondering, does every soldier at the front get that same kind of kit, or is it just something you have to buy on your own if you want it?
Absolutely.
So if we're going near the start, the Ukrainian plate carriers are awful. They're really velcroed, and it's like impossible to rip off Velcro. And then they went from that green thing to the same green thing, but with a quick release on it. And now they're either in Ukrainian camouflage or multicam, and they're a bit more of the British style, which is a 20-year-old design. I'm not going to rinse into that on today's stream. Brit's terrible plate carrier. 7 pieces of molly. Who would have thought such things? And but anyway, it integrates Kevlar into it, as well as the plates on top. So you have a bit more coverage. And it also includes the cummerbund. So it's even more. And of course, the Kevlar is removable. So they've come a long way. They're really modernized. And
they do provide good protection, but they're just impossible to move and run around and jump around in. It's just...
Yes, but now they're complete. I've seen what they give them here anyway in the Odesheva and the Air Assault Forces. They all have quick release. They all have the Kevlar inside that covers the entire body, just the torso. and they also have the plates on top. They're not the lightest plates in the world, so
No.
I totally want to buy something lighter. Mine weigh 2.4 kilograms each, so for a total of 4.8. So that's very good. It's a big difference from steel or something from early on in the war.
Yeah.
A lot of people are profiting from this, I guess, and rightly so, and it's good. Please profit more. I wish more people had this equipment and lighter things when they started. Being so exhausted and trying to get to somewhere is a big difference in your work, you know.
Yep. When you have to ruck out 20 kilometers and that shit, you know.
You know, and James, you can probably back up on this. You know, one of the big things that Brit was telling me was that the soldiers in the armed forces of Ukraine, they get a paycheck, but they put a lot of that paycheck back into what they need, upgrading their equipment, or back to something the unit needs, which is it's a fabulous philosophy, so that you can...
Easy for you to say. The soldiers and my engineers are like, oh my God, we have to buy all this stuff. We buy a lot of our own drone tools and supplies and equipment and stuff. And there's just some things that we need, and we need it right now. And I can't wait for a fundraiser to happen. You know, as much as I might like to wait around. Hey, let me ask my YouTube viewers. Is like, no, this happened yesterday. We for my FPV laboratory. Not the fiber lab, the FPV lab. We had to order 100 antennas. Okay, 100 new antennas because we had to change frequencies. Okay, so the drones come with one, and we had to get a different frequency antenna, and now I have to order another 50 of another one tonight for the laboratory as well. So, and that's coming out of my personal paycheck. Okay. You know, so it happens, you know, and then I just, maybe I'll do a fundraiser for it like next week or tomorrow, you know. So a lot of times you're doing that it's just stuff that we needed a week ago. Help, you know, we're always robbing Peter to pay Paul, as it were, you know.
And you know what you need. You don't want to ask for reimbursement. You know, you're doing it from the goodness of your heart for the right causes. And
I think that's a lot of, like, James, you know, you have been and still are a teacher, you know, you have that teaching nature, but there's a lot of occupations. I don't, unless I'm not paying my bills, you know, I take my money and put it towards stuff. Brit knows that. And, you know, so I think it just like depends on your line of work in your life. But even when I was in the military, I did buy some things that were better for me to work. Luckily, we could wear our own shoes in the medical practice. So I invested a lot in shoes because we were on our feet a lot, especially if it, you know, during the Gulf War preparation and things like that. But, you know, so I don't really blink at it. But yeah, your average person who just, you know, oh my gosh, I can't believe they take something out of, or, you know, take something out of my check and give it towards, you know, the greater good. So I guess it really does depend on your life and what work you're in. I think it's really, you know, honorable. And I know I would do the same thing. I do the same thing, especially when I work with charities. But yeah, you're right. It's, you know, there's things where you see like, oh, I can't buy that. I'd love to have that, but I have to use my money for something else. But again, that's the reason the fundraisers are so important. Yeah, you got to get the thermal, and we'll be fundraising. And Brit was able to get his body armor. We had a question, I didn't want to interrupt you, back from Liam Wakefield. He asked about, maybe you said this, in the body armor, is that ceramic in there, or what's inside of there?
Good question. Yes, I take pride in this. So it's ceramic and polyethylene. So a bit of a mixture between both. One to absorb the shot and shatter the round, and one to just literally absorb the pressure, the blast wave. So yes, maybe I can remove and get to it.
Yeah, you won't really be able to see the polyethylene per se, or the ceramic. Usually, Mitch asked if they're laminated. Yeah, it's more the way they're made now is you have you have usually like hexagons or squares of ceramic that are set into a plastic or polyethylene mold that's in the shape of the armor, essentially. And the I would say it's about 50-50 in terms of the thickness. So about 50% of the thickness is going to be these hexagons, ceramic hexagons, or sometimes brick shaped. And then half of it's going to be literally like polyethylene or HDPE plastic. So depending, there's different types. HDPE is, or it's called UMW HDPE, ultra high.
Oh my god, it was a workout in itself.
Yeah,
I hate removing the Velcro and getting the plates out. It's like the worst part, Velcro. Are we frozen again?
No.
It appears so. It appears so.
There you go.
I'm having some issues. I'm going to have to reconnect. I don't know if you can hear me, but
no, you're fine.
You're moving.
You're good.
Yep, you're fine. It's a little, Oh,
well.
He can probably see on his screen. I think he's got, because he's on his phone, he's got a little signal measure on there. So we'll get him back in when
yeah. But yeah, no, he probably won't be able to show this, but inside the plates, there's these little hexagons usually of ceramic. And so when the bullet or whatever it is, shrapnel hits, it will crack the one ceramic piece, maybe two, maybe three, but it won't send a crack all the way across. So the old ceramic plates used to be like one solid plate. First, it was over a piece of steel. Then they had spalling issues with that, and now it's basically ceramic and plastic of some kind, one way or the other, And I have actually my current armor. I can't remember what it's made of. I've actually gone with lighter weight armor now. So I had some like the ones that he had. Mine was actually a little bit heavier. It was 2.7 kilograms, I think, per plate. Pretty heavy. And I trimmed down to, I think my plates are like 1.1 kilogram per plate or something, but they're only level 3. Right. And so a lot of drone operators are going this route. Okay. Because they're not probably going to, if you're a drone pilot or a drone guy going out to the position and you are getting shot at, like a lot of other things have gone wrong for that to occur. So what the main concern is actually more like shrapnel and explosions from drone. So it's better to have like slightly lighter armor overall, like level 3 on your torso, level 2 on your body. And have that, and then so the same or equivalent weight. Oh, hey, Brit. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, frozen again. Yeah, I just lost internet. Yeah, everybody was giving me the most horrible stare. It's happened 2 times now. But yeah, let's get to it. So
yeah,
is it going to ask me to troubleshoot again?
Let's see the plate. Oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah. So it's all written in Ukrainian, of course, but we've got 2.4 kilograms a piece. Sick plus ultra high molecular weight polyethylene.
Yep. That's what I was saying.
And yeah, it's got a little QR code, so I should probably scan this and check the details. Yeah, it's 6 classes maximum. Of course, in Europe and such, it goes up to, as you see, 6 KL or color. In Europe, it always goes up to 4, right? This is what we see, the NIJ level 4. But in Ukraine, they don't really speak about NIJ so much. Typically,
no.
They always measure it from 0 to 6, right?
Yeah, which is horrible. Level 4 in the NIJ is in Ukrainian ratings is level 6 usually, I think. Yeah, I think that's how it works.
Tak. So, yeah, ceramic armor plate. Get a Mishnah. Can't really see the writing too well, but
so that UMHDPE UMW HTP, ultra high molecular weight polyethylene. The closest that you would see to that type of plastic is actually in America what milk cartons are made of. So
seriously,
in America, milk cartons are made of basically the same kind of plastic, HTPE. And the reason that is used, so it's a denser form of that same kind of plastic. The reason that it's used is because it actually has a lower melting point than, for instance, your Pepsi bottle plastic. Pepsi bottle plastic is PET. It's called PET. I guess it's polyethyl. Anyway, whatever it is, has a lower melting point. And what happens with this is that when a bullet or a piece of shrapnel or spalling, whatever, passes through, it actually melts the plastic a little, and it actually kind of sticks to the bullet or the shrapnel or whatever it is. So the ceramic breaks the bullet, or supposed to break the bullet into pieces, and then those pieces get kind of caught up in the stickiness of that plastic, partially
it's absorbed, for a better word, really.
What?
So more absorbed, for a better word, really. Just shattered and absorbed.
Yep.
The ceramic's supposed to break it, and the polyethylene will absorb it for as best as it can.
Yep.
You can add other.
Yeah, because the energy of the round has to be bled off somehow. So.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Mitch said, "Does it cauterize the wound?"
Yeah.
No.
So you basically convert the energy from the round into heat, which then melts that plastic.
So it kind of traps it in there. It just it slows it down, traps it, and then you can you pull it out then without damaging the equipment? No, it's just done.
Once your plate's been shot, I mean, a plate can sometimes take more than one hit, 2-3 hits.
Yeah, multi-hit plates. This is supposed to be multi-hit, but good luck with ceramic, right? At least not near the same location.
Right.
Yeah. Even
but
if
you're
they
not
say,
taking it out on another mission after that. That's for sure.
No, you don't want to.
Yeah, which goes to show how much money goes into this. You have to keep replacing things. I remember after those two big battles that you barely survived, I think we had just fundraised, and we had to make the point that this stuff is done for. You need all new stuff to go back again. Otherwise you're just setting yourself up for disaster.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, well, I had it for way more than 2. To be honest, I was mostly okay, and injuries I had seemed to just bypass whatever protection I've had. I had shrapnel go into my ear defenders and not touch the helmet. I had
wild
metal and go down my back and bypass the body armor.
I told Brit we need to fundraise a big bubble. We want to just put him in a bubble. He just has to roll out into the battlefield in a bubble.
I am curious about your ear protection. Did your ear pro block anything at all?
Yes, the ear pro blocked it, and the battery was okay.
Wow.
So.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, who knew, man? That's great.
It is ear protection. Fuck your eardrums. I was shooting today without ear protection. Don't even use it most of the time. It sits on top of your head mostly. But most of these cases, it's like gone into the weird places, or it goes sideways into your plate. How it's going to hit that side of your plate? What are the chances? Or it goes down your back and just bypasses everything. So I know people who refuse to wear body armor, just run a chest rig. Some people favor speed over protection, and that is their protection.
Right.
They want to do that.
Yeah, it's their protection until it's not.
Yes, precisely. When you're in some situations, you're like, "Fuck, man," I'm turtle shelling right now, and I'm gonna cover my face up and try to be really protected. Yes. So
there was a little bit of a trend. I never really saw anybody wearing it, but I saw people trying to sell like clothing, especially like shoulders, arms, that is actually more like almost like level 1 protection. The idea being it's the really fine grained shrapnel you know, that gets into your body and skin and everything else. I haven't seen anybody wearing it or wanting to wear it, but there, you know, Annette, you were talking about like getting a bubble, okay? But the problem is, there's so much. That's the closest I found. So, but just imagine you're walking around, trying to run around, and he's like completely stiff, unbreathable clothes,
Sweating.
Sweating. Oh my god! You die of heat exhaustion before you ever take a missile strike or whatever, you know. So it's,
you know, you see these SWAT teams and such, just dressed up to the maximum, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, they're jogged 20 feet. They've not been
Right.
so exhausted, and they'll be fucked, my friend. They'll be done for.
Yeah.
You know, they're completely screwed. They need to lighten up, you know. Yeah, it really is. You're just scaring people, right? Yeah, we had another donation as well, so I want to say thank you. It was from NH, so thank you so much. And it's getting done. It's actually moving. So yeah, hopefully we get that soon. If you've entered the hand grenade raffle, put a message with the donation. That would be cool. If not, I'll just put your name in there anyway, and we'll write your name on it. So yeah,
You'll launch it at an opportunity to be coming soon.
so if you see your name,
you'll see your name in some video. No, I'm sorry. It's funny, but no, so to tell you more about the so for every $10, say you donated $10 towards the thermal, then you're going to get the opportunity to have him write a message on a hand grenade, and then it'll be launched. And he'll take pictures of all of them. When we get that, you know, he's already has the list of the messages, and he'll do photos and pictures and try to show some on the streams here when he gets
we did make a
all
post
that
for it again
going.
on Blue Sky and on YouTube. So we did. This is the second time we've done the Simon hand grenade raffle. Actually, we've done the first one maybe just over a year ago now. I think just over a year ago. So yes, it's been revived, and yes, it's back. So yeah, if you want to be a part of that, even if you don't, and you just want to help support Ukraine, support us in the 95th, try and make changes on the battlefield, then yeah, this is it. Yeah, I see a lot of people just donate to random things that pop up, but you can see me. I'm right here, and the work speaks for itself, you know. And
yeah.
Yes, I aim to be very clear all the time. Yeah, I don't want to die.
Yeah, there was still kind of a little backstory. I mean, we always knew Brit was real, but, you know, still out there on social media, because there's a lot of asks for fundraising and things like that. And it wasn't, I would say a year ago, he would get some pings on social media. You're not real. Prove you're real. You know, where, and it's like, but
it wasn't so much that. It was Blue Sky moderation, and on Blue Sky, they seem to people sign up for this page they like, as an example, and this page could put tags on accounts. So because I was relatively new, and the people are just really aggressive on there. Somebody labeled me as such. So
like fake account or whatever the label they use.
Abusive. And so yes, it was quickly removed, and the page changed what it was about, I guess, a little bit. So
yeah, yes. So that's a little bit about what the live streams are. Is, you know, you can't fake this. You know, and for those of us that know him, we know it's real. But yeah, I'm sure there's probably still, you know, hucksters out there doing their thing. But, you know, and also this is Brit's second round. You know, he did years. We didn't even know who he was until he was starting to wind that up. And then he had the 2 missions where he got really injured, you know, so now he's back again. And Brit, this is your 4th year now in Ukraine? Help me count. 3rd, 4th?
Yes, it is. Yes. Yeah, fuck. I was a young man when I started, and I'm getting old.
Well, yeah. So I mean, I met you in 23. It was like, I mean, basically, it was 3 years ago. I mean, because it was like the first week of June when we met.
Yeah, we're just over 3 years now, approaching 4. If you're talking in years total, right? Yeah.
Yep.
I wanted to come immediately, but passport waiting times and getting money together really to support myself. My first 2 months in Ukraine, I was volunteering, just trying to help out where I could. And that wasn't the exact reason why I came. I came to help, so it was the reason why I came too, if that makes sense. But I went straight to Sumi after that and just thought, find some people, sign up, and they're like, what are you doing? Go to the Legion. Go all the way back. So I went all the way back, and they said, meet so-and-so, meet X-man at X bus stop, and there you were. That's how I met you. And yeah, we both went to the Legion together.
Yeah.
Went there for some time and moved on and on and on, and here I am finally.
Yeah, here we are.
I love this brigade. I love the work. They're all good people.
Yeah. We're both ended up. I guess you would say we both ended up in good places, but it took a while, Yeah. I mean,
it really does. You gotta have a lot of patience.
What's that?
You gotta have a lot of patience. It's very important.
Yeah.
People just expect things to be done immediately, but tell me what country things really are, to be honest. We've got far more bureaucracy at home too,
Yep. No, I see a lot of guys.
You wait months for a passport just to go on holiday. Like, what the fuck is this,
Yeah.
You'll wait ridiculous times for a doctor's appointment. Or, it's quite ridiculous. These are bad examples also. So yeah, bureaucracy is a very common thing.
Commander, you look like you have a question.
No, I'm wondering if the Legion process could be streamlined to make it easier for people, but
it is. That is happening now. Finally. Fine. Now I don't know the details, okay, but I think Fedorov has something to do with that, okay. But I mean, basically, the Legion it's been completely rebooted. Instead, individual units within the Ukrainian armed forces that want to take foreigners or have a foreign unit can now do so, and for all foreigners except for Azov, all foreigners go through the training, for better or for worse, at Verbliani and or wherever that is. I think it's not even there anymore. Through the fourth, through the 4th battalion. So essentially, originally there were 3 battalions in the International Legion, and then they added a 4th. There was a 4th training battalion. Now the only one that exists officially is the 4th. And so just imagine, you're not going to send these foreigners to basic training where everybody only speaks Ukrainian. That's not going to work very well. So they go to their own basic training, and then they go to their units from there. So there is some other streamlining stuff that's happening. But yeah, as far as like,
that's not completely everything for foreigners either. If they had to join the air assault forces, they go through training and the Ukrainian process, I guess.
Yeah. It's
But yes, they did start absorbing people into Ukrainian brigades from the Legion, and they were even doing that before it really become a proper thing, right? They were just picking people up and filling up brigades.
Yep. That's absolutely. But now it's more formalized in that way, which I think is probably for the best. But I know that there is some streamlining happening. I just don't know what it is. It's just remember that Brit didn't have to go through the whole basic training process because he was already in, all of that stuff. But also, there's a lot of changes happening to that process. So it's being streamlined, but it's kind of like it has to get worse before it gets better.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
How many people have we got in the chat? Can you see? How many people are watching the stream?
We've got 17. I just refreshed. We've got 17 now, I think.
Nice.
A little bit less than we had before, but
Nice. Awesome.
That's not bad. If there's anybody here that wants to ask a question in the chat, and for me or any of the guests, and please, yes, feel free. There's no such thing as a bad question. So, yes, and I'm just trying to read through.
I have a question for you, Brit. Do you have proper plumbing in your safe house? Do you do you have?
It's superior. It's fucking good, man. You know, we've got a shower, we've got a sink with an actual pipe on it, not a bucket underneath. That was quite, I had to look. I was like, oh, no bucket.
Yeah.
It's not like if they don't have a bucket, you can just run down to your local Home Depot or True Value and grab one either. So.
Yeah, no, it's I mean, my first safe house in Donbass, was literally like a house in a village somewhere, and no running water. We had electricity, no running water whatsoever. An outhouse, if barely you could call it an outhouse, and
a hole in the ground.
Yeah, a hole in the ground, exactly. And what they call a summer shower, which is basically, and this is something that the engineers built. It's basically a big water tank on top of a structure of some kind that just absorbs heat during the day. A big black plastic water tank.
Yes,
and you want to wait until it's warmed up at a certain time of day. And we actually didn't have and well water. So there's a well. Okay. So we had to physically, like old timey Middle Ages, with a bucket, crank, fill up the summer shower, and so that we could, just basically.
I think about the whole variety of showers here, to be honest. I mean, one previously we had as well. The water boils by the fire. You got a furnace. You put all your wood and stuff in it. Light the fire. It heats up the water on top of it. There's a hose which goes around, and it becomes the shower.
Yeah.
Then you mix it in cold water as well from another tank. Just you get it perfect, perfect mix.
Yeah.
And so that's quite ideal too.
Yeah.
I think that's a misnomer, though, that people think, well, Ukraine was starting to get westernized, but you've got all ages of people, and think about your older folks that when I started seeing people going down the roads in Ukraine, it just reminded me a lot of what Russia looks like. And then you start hearing this, it's like, yes, the garden bathroom, it's an outhouse.
We have one here.
Yeah.
My home here has one.
The septic can just be, the septic can be a tube with a hole in the ground. It can, if it's a little more advanced, you've got bricks that line it, and then the stuff soaks through. Ooh, but indoor plumbing, in some areas is still somewhat of a luxury. And one of the, and I'm sorry, I'm tangenting
in the
here,
villages especially.
But Americans, all our plumbing, we build homes with wood and wallboard, and we've got, you got the framing, and then you put your electrical up, and you put your water pipes, anything you need to do, and then you stick wallboard over the top of it, and you paint it, and you make it look good. There, everything's built with cinder block or blocks or something, and all your plumbing is exposed. It's pretty if you look at James in the back of him, you see those pipes. That's normal. That's not like a DIY situation. That's very much modern plumbing, because behind your walls have plaster on them simply to put a coating, but behind that plaster is probably cinder block, or what do you have behind there?
Actually, so this house, interestingly, was built by my father-in-law by his own hand in the village. It was in a place where previously all the houses were either built of mud brick or Soviet commie blocks. So he basically, when the Soviet Union collapsed and they had to leave this oil job in Siberia, he traded a Ural motorcycle, like one of those motorcycles with the sidecar, to get the bricks to build this house. Okay, and physically built it with his own hands. Okay. I think he had somebody install, and this plumbing that you see here is actually a water heat radiator system. and this 99% of homes in Ukraine have something like this. In most cities, it's actually provided by the city itself. And you have these giant ass water pipes going all over the city, sometimes underground, sometimes above the ground, and they're all wrapped in foil and all kinds of insulation, and they go into every apartment block, every building, and it's like you have kind of like in New York City, a lot of places have this central heating, and so that's a radiator there. In our case, since it's an individual family home, we have a wood heater and a gas heater in the basement, or a wood gasifier and so we literally go out to the forest and gather wood and trim trees and stack the wood. I mean, it's really like that. We have a summer shower, but we also have an indoor shower. And that when that was built in like 1998 here, and the toilet, which was the first on this street, the first indoor toilet. Okay. And everybody, you got to imagine, right? So if you come from a place where all you have are outdoor hole in the ground, literally not something you sit on, just a hole in the ground and you squat. Okay. That's your toilet. Now somebody tells you that they're going to move that inside their house. People are like, oh my God, what's wrong with you? You know, that was the reaction, from the neighbors, basically. Like, they were all just disgusted that he had indoor plumbing. How awful, how unsanitary.
Do you have radiant floor heating too?
No, but I have been in some houses here in Ukraine, newer, more modernized ones that do.
Yeah, that radiant floor heating is so nice. No more waking up with cold floors on your feet. It's but Brit, it comes up through the room. Oh, we lost Brit. Hope he's okay. We're coming up on a little after an hour here, so hopefully, I hope his phone didn't die. Hopefully he'll jump back on here. But when he comes back on, we'll see if he wants to start wrapping things up. I love talking to you guys. We could go all day, but so again, the fundraiser, it's pinned in the chat, and it's for the thermal scope. And it's going to help. Even one thermal can save several lives of the guys that are out there. So we need, donations for that. And everything you give goes directly for that right now. When we get that taken care of, we'll see what else they need and start another fundraiser. We've been throwing the Discord link in there. I see a few people. Thank you and welcome into the Discord. We're building that. And we share, like, subscribe. We're going to start getting this more into social media too, and subscribe to James and Commander MacMillan. I got to get that link, but Commander, he's on several channels. He still does work with the Shills, and he is with Nick Suter on In Time and Downtime, regular Thursday show. And I just love Commander. So he knows that. Only in the friendly way.
Various plan is working.
Fellow Navy guy here. So
I was watching Nick the other day. He had a pretty good show on. I don't always get a chance to, but small show.
Yeah, no, I haven't talked to him in a while because he's really starting to get his channel going again. But yeah, he's a really good guy. I just love that, back 4 years when we started doing this, there was a little competition between the channels, but the one thing I really, really enjoy, Brit's back, I enjoyed seeing was, everybody working together and supporting each other in Ukraine. And now it's just gotten, like you said earlier, James is getting a whole media team, to help support his unit. And there's some exciting changes that he's going to be going through. So make sure you subscribe to his channel. But I just think it's amazing that through the years, I remember on the days that the Russians rolled those tanks and everything right up to the edge of Kyiv. I was watching, I had heard it on the news, and then I thought, this can't be. There's no way. I knew about Crimea, but that was just weird. That was little green men with unmarked uniforms. But this was crazy. And then what you saw, and I literally was glued to the TV. And I just thought, somebody's got to help somebody, what can I do? So I did what I could. And 4 years later, look at me and look all the great friends I've made. So, but
I saw Liam has a question. I think is a good one.
Okay, I got to get back to chat there. Liam.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, is there much problem with locals price gouging the soldiers for kit that they buy in Ukraine?
Oh, so James, I assume you're talking about the military magazine, the military store.
I mean, yeah, there's that. There's also like online. You buy a lot of stuff online. It depends. I would say the answer is it depends.
Yes.
Depends.
I don't know. I mean, so for example, if I wanted to buy this body armor, they give me a discount of X amount. If it was 22,000, I paid 18. If I wanted to buy a new handguard for my AK, say the price is 5,600, they said we'll take 10% off. So they really do try. For the crook adapters, they say they do discounts, but this is pre-war, or at least after some period during the war. I spoke to them, they don't do the discount anymore. It's a fixed price with the discount, for the very reason of war, because they're only selling it to soldiers.
Right.
So in this aspect, there are a lot of companies you just need to ask.
You shop around. Yeah.
Yes.
And you order things too, right?
Yes, and yes, just speaking to them, just speaking.
Yeah, it pays to shop around. The one thing that I would say though is stuff that has to get imported here into Ukraine. That is a real crapshoot, and that can have. There's tariffs. Ukraine has 15 to 30% tariffs on anything valued over $150. Okay, it is such a drag on the economy here.
That you have to pay, or wait, who's imposing those tariffs?
I mean, just like in America, who pays the tariffs? The customer pays the tariffs. Who's going to pay it? It's the customer. So, and it doesn't matter if you come here to Ukraine and you drive a car, okay, into Ukraine, there's a decent chance that they're going to, especially if it's a newer car, that they're going to charge you 15 to 30% of the price of the car to drive it here, because they assume that you're bringing it in to sell it. And
that I knew about. Yeah.
Or
you're bringing goods to sell or something. Yeah, you're going to be there for a profit.
So there's stuff that for example, scopes of different types that come from outside of Ukraine, like the Holosun or whatever. The prices are like twice as expensive, sometimes 3 times the price, for a good scope. And part of that is, war gouging, but also that you have the tariffs, So it's for smaller stuff, cheaper stuff, anything that's made here in Ukraine, you can get a pretty good deal on, actually.
Yeah, I mean, particularly with the bigger companies, this stuff is bought so often that, of course, and resell, so they can buy it at a much cheaper price than really what you can find availably buying singularly. So a lot of this is within the country now. If we're talking about weapon attachments, optics, weapon parts, so there's very good prices. And sometimes you have to go to Poland. Sometimes things will be taken from Poland too, particularly when you're going up the scale, if it's maybe night vision, thermals, and so on. But the prices and aspects
at the bottom of your bag, and exactly, pretty much. Oh, I can't hear you, Annette. You're on mute.
I have a question about the, safe place you're in. Obviously, the wood has been hand ripped. It's probably wood you guys found, but that looks like a pretty thick mill of black plastic up there as a barrier. Is that something that you guys have to buy, or is the military handing that stuff out? Because everywhere you go, where you have to make something safe and like that, I mean, what's provided to you? What do you have to source? What do you have to go get on your own?
No. There's a lot of materials around, and if we need something, it's always, it comes from the top, right? It comes from the top downward. It's things all provided for.
Okay, well, the flip side is, so like for my laboratory, I have a bunch of that black plastic we have to use for all kinds of things. We were talking about the showers earlier. My laboratory, we're getting the shower renovated, okay? And so we have to have a plumber come in. The plumber can't see all of our high-tech, super secret equipment. So I had to buy personally. I went and bought. I didn't have time to wait around for the battalion to give me a roll of plastic. In fact, I've bought rolls of plastic for the battalion, okay? So I had to go run and get a big-ass freaking roll of plastic, and we had to cover all of our equipment, and hide everything, so that we could have maintain some OPSEC, basically. So yes, the battalion or the brigade is going to have some of that stuff, but if you need it fast, and you need something like boom, it's not guaranteed. You always ask if it's available, but if they say, oh yeah, 3 weeks, and you're like, yeah, no, I need it tomorrow. I need it.
Yes.
3 hours.
Oh,
So do you guys think that, because they always say, oh, well, Russia's running on a war economy. Would you say that, what you've seen, or is Ukraine an actual war economy now? Or because some, like James, you say some parts they just forget the war is even going on. Then you guys are in the thick of it, and judging, like, I'm sure the little stores that are still around where Brit is, that maybe can, get a soda or a hot dog of something. Everything's off the soldier. So that's a war economy. I mean, what's your opinion on that?
50-50, 60-40, at least approaching that direction and getting more so with it. Particularly with all these new deals you're seeing be created, new innovations and things having to be produced here. I mean, a couple of years ago, over a year ago, Ukraine was already producing over 40% of their own ammunition and such. It's gone higher. The amount of drones is insane. Other than that, it's a normal life in this country. Businesses run, people live like nothing's going on at times.
Yeah, a lot of times, yeah.
Just with sirens. Different places, different things. The carpenters are still at work, the supermarkets are still going, the brokers, everybody, just as it is in your country. And it's a beautiful place, The train stations are magnificent. The buildings are magnificent. It's a normal life. Yes, it's approaching more so with an exportation war economy as well as self-producing. Yes, that's really what I can say about that.
Yeah, I agree with that. The 60-40 ratio, I think, is probably right. And what enables Russia to have a war economy? It's because they have oil and they're selling that oil, okay? And so they can shift, and they have a command economy rather than a capitalist democracy. And so they have the ability to just say, you do this now, and Ukraine doesn't have that. People are doing what they do because they want to. Maybe they want to make money, but there are limits on, if you are a manufacturer of stuff for the army, there's a limit on how much money you can make, how much profit you can make. Okay. I think it's like 20% or something.
They cap the profit margin. They're capping the profit. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
To keep that price gouging down. So unfortunately there, though, what's the motivation? There are some people who are like, I want to make more money than that. So, and also you got to think that Ukraine's a major part of Ukraine's economy before the war was remote IT work. Okay. And so this is how I moved to Ukraine. I was hiring in my company. I was hiring IT workers in Ukraine, and when Maidan happened, and I was like, wow, these guys are amazing. And that's what made me decide ultimately to come here. There's still a lot in your major cities, especially Kyiv. There's still a lot of that type of remote work being done.
I did ask this computer company, X company, and I wanted an upgrade to my laptop, just to make it a bit better. It's quite difficult with laptops. They said, we'd love to help you, but all of our engineers have been conscripted.
Yep.
And, I understand. And their innovations, particularly with the drones and just really taking things to the next level, which is phenomenal.
And then what did I say about that? I said, I bet James knows someone.
Yes, no, you did. Yes, I remember.
Sorry, but it sort of flowed logically there.
Yeah, no, I mean you can still find places, but it's getting more. But not just like laptop guys, plumbers, okay, or car mechanics, okay. And in some places, getting people who work just handyman type guys, It's getting more and more difficult to find somebody to come over and fix your wall or something like that, because they're all getting drafted. Simple as that. And so it can be pretty difficult, actually.
And it makes sense to draft the engineers, particularly, especially the ones that you say they can do the most complex jobs on computers.
Yeah, because a lot of that knowledge and experience transfers directly over to drones. Really.
Yes.
Think of when all this is done, and there's gonna be needs of security teams and everything, but there's still gonna be stuff going on at the wherever the line ends up being. But how many people have become innovators and learn new skills? And I think it's going to be exciting to see all the rebuilding and the enthusiasm for that. You have to be snorting a little hopium but you have to say that hopefully that day's coming soon. But then all those people that were there, and I think it'll be just a thriving, amazing economy, hopefully. So Brit, how long do you want to go? We're running we're at about an hour and 30 minutes here.
Yeah, no, I think we'll call it. It's getting late anyway, so
yeah.
Okay.
One thing I'd like to answer, just
James.
one question. Mitch asked, are there exemptions on the import tariffs that you qualify for? Yes. If you have the magic blue stamp on your paperwork from your military unit that says this stuff is going to a military unit, you can get an exemption. NGOs or charities, the certain ones, not all of them, can get an exemption, but they also have to prove that it's going to a military unit. So that is the key. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, Annette, go ahead.
Oh no, that's okay. And thoughts just fly out of my head quickly anyway, so it doesn't bother me. I'm gonna let.
I want to get some advice and any last things people wish to say, please, before we end the stream.
Yeah.
Oh, Tone, a little bit of hopium is allowed. That's nice. I'm going to let Brit take us out, but I want to thank, our moderators that come in, Kat and Belle. They're always present in the background in our Discord, keeping an eye on things and jumping in and helping where they can. And for Commander, to accommodating this time, for being on the first time. Thank you so much. And James, of course, I've gotten to see you. You're wonderful and you grow. And so I'm going to let Brit do the rest of the thank yous, and then you can take us out.
Yes, of course. Anything you'd like to say, Commander, before we go, or just say your goodbyes?
Nope. The only thing I would mention, and we've been mostly talking what I would call tactical level issues, but looking at the strategic situation right now, it seems like things are turning in Ukraine's favor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
It's
so.
tough.
I
It's
hope
tough
so.
to see that.
Completely.
It's tough to see that sometimes at the tactical level.
I know.
But yeah. Yep.
Yeah, we'll just hope for the best, right? That's what we can do.
Well,
But
I'd like to just say that this behind me, you guys, is my battalion flag and my battalion patch, which you can also see
beautiful, my friend. It's beautiful.
on my shoulder right here. And I never show this on my own stream, and so you may never see it again, because normally because I have my own setup behind me in my safe house in the laboratory and near the laboratory, and I don't show my battalion insignia on my own channel for reasons. But this is the first time that I've shown this, and it has had its debut on your channel, Brit. So there you go. maybe
I wanted to put a flag behind me as well, but unfortunately I didn't. We just signed one earlier as well, so yeah, maybe next time we'll get a new one. Yeah, I'll put it up. But yes, I want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank the moderators, thank the guests. I'm sorry it wasn't strongest subject sometimes, or being great. I'm just not great with news and stuff like that. So really today's stream was just to speak about the basics, show some people what I do, I guess, and some equipment, and
I think the way
just get people in your streams.
Yeah, the way I would put it is that there are plenty of other places that will cover things at a higher level, but to get the kind of information that you two are able to provide about, man in the trench kind of situation, that's extremely valuable.
Yes, precisely. And I couldn't hit the hammer nail head more accurate.
Cool.
Yeah. So yes, I want to say thank you for everybody being here. Please subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you again next time. We do want to do this frequently. If you can donate and support getting a thermal, that'd really be helpful, and it'd be awesome. You can also enter you in the hand grenade raffle if you haven't heard. Don't want to keep repeating, but thank you, guests, and thank you everybody for watching. Slava Ukraini.
Slava Ukraini.
До побачення,
everybody.